Hello students, welcome back. I hope you all are fit and fine at your home. Today we will be learning chapter 9, that is our skeletal system. In this chapter we will learn how our body works. First we will learn about organ systems, okay? Our body is made up of many parts, each of which performs special functions. The lungs, the heart, the kidney, and the brain are some of the major organs of our body. Okay, and a group of organs together make up an organ systems, and we have different organ systems in our body working together. So these organ systems are skeletal systems which provide structure to the body and protect internal organs. Muscular system supports the body and allow it to move. Digestive system, it breaks down the food and absorbs its nutrients. Respiratory system takes in oxygen and release waste gases like carbon dioxide. Nervous system, it controls sensation, thought, movement, and virtually all other body activities. And circulatory system, it transports oxygen, nutrients, and other substances to cells and carry away waste. Now we will learn about the skeleton. This human skeleton is a framework of bones, and this framework of bones encloses and protects all the internal organs and gives support, strength, and shape to the body. Okay, an adult human has total how many bones? Total 206 bones of different sizes and shapes. The human skeleton consists of the skull, the backbone, the rib cage, and two pairs of limbs. The forelimbs, which we call them arms or hands, and hind limbs, which are legs. Okay, and these limbs are attached to two pair of girdles. The forelimbs are attached to the shoulder girdle and the hind limbs are attached to the hip girdles. So first is the skull. The skull is made up of 22 bones, total 22 bones, okay, in which 8 flat bones are interlocked together, which encloses the delicate brain inside it, and there are 14 bones in the facial region, okay, which among them only the lower jaw is movable. It enables us to eat and talk. Next is the backbone or spine. The skull is attached to the backbone, which forms the main axis of the skeleton. It is made up of total 33 small bones, and these small bones are called vertebra, which form a strong column called vertebral column. Okay, and this vertebral column protects the delicate spinal cord. As you can see, the back, front, and side view of the spinal cord. Next is the rib cage. There are 12 pairs of bow-shaped ribs which form a cage, and in this cage it encloses the heart and the lungs. The rib cage protects the heart and the lungs. The ribs are delicate and curved bones which are joined to the backbone and the breastbone. Okay, and the last two pairs, they are only joined to the backbone but not to the breastbone. As you can see in the picture, these two ribs are called floating ribs. The lower two ribs are called floating ribs. Okay. Now next topic is the limbs. The forelimbs or the arms or the hands are joined to the spine with the help of the shoulder girdles. Okay, consisting of a pair of shoulder blades and a pair of collar bones. The powerful thigh bone called femur bears the weight of the whole body. and it is the longest bone in our body. The femur fits into the hip girdle and with a ball and socket joint, and it is connected to the lower leg at the knee joint. Okay, the long bones of the skeleton are hollow and they are filled with soft fatty substances, and this is called bone marrow. All the long bones of our body, they are hollow from inside and they are filled with soft fatty substance, and this is called bone marrow. Now we will see some functions of skeleton. Like the bones of the skeleton gives us shape, strength and support. It gives shape, strength and support to the body. The skeleton also protect our internal organs, like skull covers the delicate brain, the eyeballs rest inside the bony eye sockets, the backbone protects the spinal cord, ribcage protects the lungs and heart, and the urinary bladder, it lies inside the hip girdles, as you can see in the human skeleton. Now muscles which are attached to bones and make movement possible. And the white blood cells and the red blood cells which are found in the blood, it is being produced by the bone marrow in hollow bones. Okay, the bone marrow lies in the hollow bones and it produces white blood cells and red blood cells. And white blood cells fight foreign organisms that invade our body, that comes in our body, it fights those foreign organisms. Next topic is joint. A joint is the meeting point of two bones. As the name suggests, it is the meeting point of the two bones held together by strong tissues. In between, there are some strong tissues which hold the joint, which hold the two bones, and these strong tissues are called ligaments. And there are several joints in our body, and all these joints except those in the skull are movable. The joints in the skull are not movable, and all the joints in our body are movable. So first we will see the movable. Now we will see the movable joints. Okay, and the movable joints can be of four types: hinge joint, ball and socket joint, pivot joint and gliding joint. The hinge joint is like a hinges in the door. It can move the bones only in one direction. As you can see in the figure is showing the elbow joint, the knees joint, fingers and toes. They can move in one direction, so they have hinge joint. The ball and socket joint can be found where? It can be found in the hip and the shoulder joint of your body. The pivot joint can be found between the skull and the first two vertebrae of the spine. Okay, and we can move our head sideways, upward and downward with the help of the pivot joint. And the gliding joint allow the movement of the wrist and ankle, and also between any two vertebrae of the spine. It allows our back to bend, twist, turn at each joint. So these were the four movable joints. And these are the four movable joints which can be found in our body. Now next topic is muscles and movement. The muscles in our body tighten or contracts and relax to produce movement. There are total 650 muscles in our body and 206 bones, as you know now, and each one causes a particular movement. And muscles that are attached to the bones by strong fibers, these muscles are called tendons, and these fibers become stronger with regular exercises. Okay, so first, now we will see the types of muscles. There are three types of muscles given in your book. It's voluntary muscles, involuntary muscles and cardiac muscles. So muscles which are attached to our skeleton and they are in our under our control. So these muscles are called voluntary muscles. For example, the movements of hands or legs, these movements are they are under our control, so these muscles are called voluntary muscles. So muscles which are not in under our control, they are involuntary muscles. They control actions like the movement of food. When we take the food inside, the food goes into our stomach and moves through the alimentary canal. So the movement of the food inside our body, it cannot be controlled by us. The flow of blood inside the body cannot be controlled, and the movement of eye muscles, the blinking of eye, cannot be controlled by us. So these muscles are called involuntary muscles, the muscles which are not under our control. Okay, and the third kind of muscles are found in the heart. They are involuntary in functions. These muscles are cardiac muscles. Now we'll see how do muscles work. Muscles produce movement in the body, okay, by pulling on the bones. When the muscle contracts, the bones come close to each other. When the knee bends, one muscle contracts and gets shorter, whereas the other one relaxes. When the leg stretches, the reverse happens. Okay, so well developed muscles give a graceful appearance to the body. And to keep the muscles in good shape, we must maintain a good posture while we are sitting or standing or walking. Okay, as our body is amazing, we must look after it well. We should exercise daily and we should take rest properly. We should not eat junk food. We should take healthy diet, which is good for our body. Okay, so let's see what all things we have learned. That our body is made up of many parts, each of which performs special function. The skeleton is the framework of bones in our body, and bones differ in shape and size. And bones give shape, support and strength to our body. Bones give protection to the internal organs and help us move. And the backbone protects the spinal cord. The skull protects the brain. A joint is the meeting point of two bones and it is held together by strong tissues called ligaments. The joint in the skull are immovable and there are four kinds of movable joints. They are hinge joint, ball and socket, pivot and gliding joint. And voluntary muscles are under our control and involuntary muscles are not under our control. Okay. And the cardiac muscles are the muscles of the heart. So this was the chapter. I hope you all are completing the assignment and the question answers in your science notebook, and you can complete the exercises in your textbook. And if you want to see the assignment, question answers and exercises of this chapter, you can find it below in the description box. Till the time, study at home, stay safe, take care of yourself and family. Thank you.